Hello guys, it's Mark once again in English. I have to catch up a lot of video in English. I have done a lot in French because I'm a French channel. I have also done some German, but I have to do more English. I know as many are waiting for it, and it's clear that the translate from YouTube or Google is really strange, because first of all my French is not real 100% French, and that Google or YouTube don't have big knowledge on technical words. So most of the time it's really funny. Even to translate the French in French is super funny. Today we have here the Asso PRO4 SC10. I'm happy to rediscover team associated with good stuff. Back in time I was a huge Team Asso fan. I had the buggy, the short cross, 1/8 skill, 1/10 skill, all the stuff. But after a while the quality was sinking and they have less cars on the program, and now they're coming back again. Before we continue that, I want to tell something. I have already done all the video range about the rival MT10, who is exactly the same car, just this one is longer, have other bumper and other body and other tires. All the rest is the same, so all technical stuff is on the video from the rival MT10. And if I don't have do it in English, you don't have it. So I will take a look if I have done it. If I not have done it, I will do for you the rival MT10 videos, and we'll catch up by using that one for you in English for the mechanical access and all the rest for the details. This is just not real unbox. I have unboxed it in French, so we're just gonna present the car. I'm sure I'm gonna be happy with that car. It's new, I don't have to drive it, I didn't have done anything with it. And why I am so sure? Because I have the rival MT10, and I was surprised on the rival MT10 because this is this series of cars was first come on the market under V car, then it was Helion, and in all two cases we wasn't satisfied with the trucks. 2 weak alloys, 2 weak differential. Was a cheap car, so for drive cool was okay, but not for go. I was with a V car just in the wood where I drive anytime with my RCs. He not survived 10 minutes, and this 3 or 4 times in a row. We make some small jumps and small ramps, and after 5 minutes was the end, because the alloy from the X holders was too soft. We bent it. Using 3S we destroyed the differential really fast, or on heats, on jumps or something. So that's why I do not have take the Prime Pro series or rival series at the point there comes on the market. But after 1 or 2 years and seeing many people drive it and be happy with, I decided to catch one. And what a surprise to see that the plastics are definitely not V cars, it's Team Asso. The differential are from Team Asso. The suspension and the setup from the suspension and the differential is also clearly from Team Asso. It's clearly the knowledge from the track. So for us in Bash, or just for beginners, the setup or maybe from the suspension a little bit hard, but it's nice to drive the car with it. It's a little bit too hard in the off-road, the car is a little bit too stiff, but it takes nice to jump, and on hard surface is really nice on the tires. Not overroll fast, it's really easy to drive, so I think they have done really good job with the mix between the price, the power on board, the runtime, because they not have done the failure from all other brands to always tell on the box, we are the fastest, we go faster than fast, and faster than faster than fastest, and all that stuff, because it's a beginner car. So first, when you begin to drive, you have to learn drive. Then you can learn to make some nice jumps, smooth jumps. You have to learn to avoid damage when you mess the jump. You have to learn to avoid hit something unexpected when you are bashing. And when you once have all that, you can begin to make bigger jumps or go faster. And don't forget that jump and go fast and go hard costs a lot of money and a lot of work in the workshop for get the car anytime fit. So drive gently, not go too high on S, not too high on speed or gearing. Avoid too big jumps. Take care where you're driving, because concrete is the worst thing for RC. Stone and gravel are heavy. Grass maybe looks like soft, but it's also a hard surface for a hard field for transmission, and because you have a good grip on grass surfaces, and that means more stress for drivetrain, for motor, for battery, and faster overall in curve or something. The most of the RC are designed for track, made from loose dirt or carpet. So it's absolutely not the same as what we drive in Besch. I know the plastics are going to hold on, because on the empty with the heavier tires I have absolutely no issue. I have no heat issue in 2 or 3S. I have no breakdowns. Even the CVD survived easy in 3S. Of course, it's going to be at a certain point of use you're going to have a breakdown with this plastic CVD, because steel is harder, lives longer, but the plastic CVD are easier, faster to replace, and it's not a bad stuff, because it's better to break a CVD by hit something too hard, a plastic CVD, or tighten a wheel in something, or going too hard on a throttle by the landing. That destroys something in the differential, with more costful and more time in the workshop to replace. We all had, not for the new beginner, but for me, I begin with brushless RC for 15 years, and at that point the plastic CVD was so bad that it was boring. But now we see, Traxxas made way better CVD, plastic CVD than before. Arma does good plastic CVDs, and I was really concerned by the Team Asso. When I see the little tiny stuff, I think, oh my god, that's the same old thing as on the old Traxxas. But nope, I did not destroy the CVD. Here we have smaller, lighter, with less grip tires, so I'm not concerned about that. The car is also a little bit lighter. The MT is about 3.2 kilograms. Here we have 2.728 with the battery on board. Because of the lighter tires, we have heavier bumpers and heavier body, but the rest is lighter. So what will die faster on this car than on the MT is the body, because that's always so on short course or on rally cars, that the body is really more exposed. We're gonna break here the rear fender first, then we're gonna crack here, then we're gonna crack here and here, because we have no roll cage in there, we have no protection from the body. And the bumper, because they are really flexed, that's cool for the bumper. We're not gonna fast destroy the bumper, but the bumper gonna hit hard the body and destroy the body. On the MT it's not the case, it's a small body, it's a round body, really takes some hard abuse. Here we don't gonna have that, but it's normal with an SC. So nothing bad about that. I was really surprised on the MT with the tires. The compound is really good. In 2S it holds anything. In 3S we are just at the limit of what it can handle, but it's nice. We don't need more power in this car. And here, that's a point where I was a little bit disappointed, because these are exactly the same weak tires that we can have in China for less money. We have no foam in there, and that's a little bit strange. I don't say now, because I don't have drive it, that these tires are bad, but they look really weird. It's just the opposite from the MT tires. What I like at this series from Team Asso 110 scale 4x4 is protection from the bumper, the bumpers, the plastics, the differential. I really had no bad experience with that at that point. I'm gonna drive more the cars, it's clear. You know, I'm not a guy who drives just 1 or 2 times, then give you a review and tell you it's the best car of the year. Like some strange channel about the TBX7 ZD Racing. This is not the best car of the year 21, sorry. I'm gonna drive 10, 20, 50 times. I'm gonna show you the whole video with no cut. Maybe gonna be boring to look at all the videos. I don't put all this video online to bore you. I'm gonna put this video online so when you go to check out the final review after 50 batteries, if I have the time to do it, because that's what I usually do, then when you see the final review, you can go back to any drive videos to see if it was my failure, if I crashed the car, if it was a weak point from the car, why I tell that or that is bad or good for me with my drive style, because it's just the truth from my using, and I tell again my use from the cars. So for the moment I'm super happy with the Team Asso Rival MT10, a really super surprise for me. That's why I get the PRO4 SC10. I had no more for the moment SC10. The last one I used was the V car. Not the V car, the I forget the name. Damn it. This year, 2021, I tested the Senton and the KK Pit. The KK Pit is an awesome truck. I was so happy with the truck, but it's absolutely not the same price class. This is an RTR for the same price that you could just have a chassis by KK Pit. That was really an awesome competition truck with 200 euros less, cost you 200 euro less than a 10 SCTE 3.0 who does better. So that's what I call a good car. This is one from the cheapest RTR in the moment at the market. It's not the most powerful, but it's power enough. The armor are more powerful, the chassis may be harder, the bulkheads from the armor are just undestroyable. I like it really, but I prefer the fact that this one is not so flat on the ground. It's a little bit higher in the center. It's gonna make the car, many truck drivers don't like that. They want a low laying chassis, a low center of gravity, but for the bash it's really nicer to have a higher center. Like the old Traxxas Slash was for me really the best 110 scale bash car in shortcut series because of that high center of gravity. I'm a monster truck driver. I'm used to drive cars who has high overall, but it's not the case for many. And many people, when again drive a monster truck for the first time, going to be disappointed about RC. but if you give them a buggy or a short course, not especially short course because of the high weight from the body, but if they use a truggy or a buggy, they're gonna be happy, maybe. So I like that. I was really happy with the suspension setup on the monster truck. It's the same setup here. The truck is a little bit lighter, so I think it's gonna be a little bit too hard for my field condition. I drive in grass with not flat surface, so I like the tires to be on the ground. Maybe that's gonna be a little bit too rough, but we're gonna test it. I'm gonna be happy with the diff setup. In the rival I just put a little bit harder diff fluid in the center, because in 3S was a little bit too light. Here we have smaller grip, smaller tires, less grip, so I'm sure if the differential is going to be happy. It's the same steering servo, because of the tire are smaller and lighter. This servo are going to make a great job here, I'm sure. The truck is lighter, so power wise we also going to have enough power. They also not go too high in gearing, that's also good. And the rival, because of the tiny motor, I was thinking that's gonna be a little bit too less power for the monster truck, but it was a good surprise to discover that we have enough power, not overheat, and we have a nice drive time. So this car is lighter, we have less grip, so I expect it to have not more runtime because we're gonna spin more the tires. That's also use some power. We cannot at this Team Asso series change the setup from the ESC. These are quick run 60 amp ESC, but you cannot change anything on it. The cutoff is well set. We tested on the rival. We have 3.5, 3.6 volt after cutoff. The brake are just nice. A little bit on the monster truck you have to, it's a little bit hard in the beginning, but you have it really fast. It's, how to say, the feeling comes really fast. It was a little bit high, the braking there, but here with the smaller tires it's gonna be okay. No issue with front flips by the braking. And at the monster truck in 2S we messed a little bit of punch, but in 3S it's just fine. This little bit less punch is easy to overgo if you just take the habit to, if you jump, to be a little bit longer on the throttle until the truck is at the top point from the jump, and then let go soft the throttle. I used on my truck to let the throttle go until they just left the ramp. But if you have not enough punch, you have just, like on a two-wheel drive, go a little bit longer on throttle. The whole time the truck goes in the air, and then I repeat, let go gently the throttle, not just let the throttle go because the nose will dive. Because the chassis is longer here, you can more move the battery forwards or backwards depending your drive style, your terrain, and what you do with the truck. Most of the time in short course I go so most possible like on truggy or buggy in the front to get some more grip in the front, because we have enough power to keep the nose up. The tires are lighter, so the power comes faster in the air. You can make spin the tire faster when you hit full throttle in the air, but you have less weight from the tires, so I don't know if it will be enough to catch the truck up in 2S when the nose dives. That's something we're going to test, but because you can move the battery in the back, it will be more easy in 2S to move the battery in the back to not have a diving nose if you jump a lot. I like the bumpers. with the LEDs in the front and in the rears. Many shortcuts have just an underneath bumper, but I prefer this style. It looks really more aggressive. I really like that. The rear bumper is also nice done, and it's a little detail, but how many brands did you see where the mud flaps here are here? That means away from the tires. They do it. They are the right size, just a little bit too small, but this is a detail. But it was so fun to see that. I think for myself, oh, finally one brand makes it. In 50 years, the first time I see the mud guards at the real place. It's, I would say, it's not important, but I really like that. So, I would say suspension is a little bit, not the spring. The spring load is okay. You see here, you just, at the half, when you put the truck down, it's just at the half from compressor or free play. That's cool because the power from the motor will take the car up in the front, so it will move easy in little soft bumps. In the rear, the oil is a little bit too thick, so you're gonna have some squat, but at any time you're gonna drive this way and hit something here, you're gonna, lose the ground because the oil is too thick and the suspension needs more time to go down than the truck to go up. You see? It's really, and this is not something I like. It's nice to drive it and nice on a track to jump with that. The truck lands really smooth. Look at this, it's really nice. But for my use, this is gonna be a little bit too hard. So I'm gonna make a 2S test run, a 3S test run, then we're gonna change maybe just the rear oil. Nothing at the diffs, nothing at the rest. At the monster truck we do the same, a 2S test drive, a 3S test drive, and then we just change the center diff oil, and that's all. I let all the stock setup on this truck, and those who know me and know that is not many times that this happens, that the truck out from the box has so much stuff on it, or at the quality, at the power wise, at the runtime, at the price, at the stock setup, who just make us out from the box happy. So here I'm just a little bit concerned about the tires. That's all. I know we're gonna change maybe the thickness of the rear oil, and I'm sure we're gonna be happy. I know the body gonna maybe die faster than at the monster truck, but it's a short-cut fact. So maybe I'm gonna test 2S with the stock body, and in 3S I'm gonna take some reinforced body from CAGNOTTE RC body. It's heavier, but not so much. But the fact that this reinforced body is also not so. I know that reinforced body like that one or that one or that one are not so nice to look at as a stock body. You cannot make some paint job on it and all the stuff, but for drive it's really nice, because when you see you're gonna hit something, you can do what you have to do to go with the front from the roof or the roof in the heat, because that bodies can absorb all that. I miss here, how I said in the beginning, a roll bar for just who goes underneath the roof. Not many brands make this on shortcuts. I know it's gonna be a little bit heavier in the top if you put something like that in, but look at the SC8, this roll cage at the SC8 car, that was so nice. At the old SC10 you even can have one, so I really hope that make us this option. Please, please, Team Asso, make some 1/10 scale roll cage again, optionally, so we can put it on. And please do again 1/8 scale shortcuts. Take the RC8B3 point whatever you have made, put the truggy chassis on it, the truggy CVD on it for the center drive shafts, and make us again an SC 8.345, what even you want, but please do it. We want to see again 1/8 skill shortcuts. Do us again a desert buggy 1/8 skill, please. Do us also a rally car with the same chassis and roll cage, because we love that. Competition is not only what can bring you money and make you live and live all that family who live about RC. Think please on all bashers. We drive in any terrain, in any weather condition. We destroy anything and we rebuild anything. We spend our money, we spend a lot of money for fun, way more than competition driver. That's a fact. We not expect you to do only RTRs for us. The fact is, RTR are okay for beginner, but we basher love also make some kits. But so bring us back some kits. Bring us back some, I say SC8, DB8, also that stuff, but in kit or at least in roller. And if you put electronic in, please, please, please don't overgear it, don't underpower it. Especially don't mess it up with the servo. So many brands make RTRs with so weak and bad servos. That's boring. So, and Team Asso, please, 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 can you make again a real, by yourself made, not from another brand, 1/8 skill monster truck with a transmission case, with a gear down ratio, with 3 differential and a slipper clutch or something else, a cash drive, whatever you want, but a real sport 1/8 skill monster truck. Not a muggy, not a truggy with big tires and no gear, no gearbox. Something really, really mad for the bashers. And think on the body protection, roll cage, roll bars, side bars, nerve bars, what you want, but just do it. We know it's not gonna be down in price if you make something big in 1/8 skill, but if it's real Team Asso quantity, we're gonna spend that money for you. Bye guys.